Hi everyone, it's Fast Card Friday. I can't believe the week has gone by so quickly. It's September and we've been doing fall cards. I thought I needed to throw in a nice green card that reminds us of the beauty of summer that's still left, a few weeks left for us. So let's get started. Look at this pretty card. Isn't that beautiful? I saw this card, a card similar to this, on Kylie Bertucci's website. I just thought it was so pretty and summery, and I thought we need a little bit of summer after a week of a lot of autumn and Christmas cards. And this card is so fast, you're going to love it. It's mostly built around the designer series paper, which is called Forever Greenery, and I'll show it to you. Look at this pretty swatch of all the different papers. We're using this paper, but every paper has two sides, and I've used it quite a bit, and it coordinates with all these colors. Garden Green, Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Whisper White, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Soft Seafoam. So that's the color we're going to start with, is the color that coordinates with it is Pretty Peacock. So I took cardstock and scored it in half. And that's something that in my last swap, remember we talked about swaps earlier this week, they required, and I had never thought about using a whole piece of cardstock, but it's really nice. And what's nice is it gives you an opportunity to embellish on the inside with a piece of Whisper White. So we're going to start right off with this piece, but before we do that, I've cut a piece already of Whisper White, and that's an eighth of an inch smaller than the white piece behind it. And why don't we go ahead and get that glued down so that that can sit while we're working on our card. Want to make sure that that's nicely centered, and then we can put a weight on it while I'll put my little punch that I'm going to use later right on top of it. So I'm going to decorate the inside of the card as well as the outside of the card. And I'm going to start out by stamping the inside of the card with one of the leaves from this stamp set called Forever Fern. I think I picked this one. Yes, I did. And I also picked a sentiment for the inside and hello for the outside. That set is so great, and it comes, if you buy the bundle, with wonderful cutters. These are so pretty to add behind a card that you might just want to add an extra little touch. Plus it cuts out a lot of these different items. So bundles are great because you save 10%. So we're going to start right off with Pretty Peacock, which is an in color from last year, but I still love it. So this card is so fast we have time to embellish the inside of the card. I'm going to go ahead and just stamp my sentiment up here. I could put it anywhere. And then I'm going to work, well, actually, let's just glue it down, get it glued in there. The only thing I always nervous is if the ink is still a little wet. So I'm not going to rub it too hard. But I am going to make sure it's nicely centered. What I can do is use my bone folder to sort of do that and get it all nicely centered. And then I'm going to take my leaf pattern and start doing leaves all over. And I'm using the same color ink on the same color paper. What's nice about that is it creates a beautiful tonal effect, and it coordinates perfectly. And I get a great looking image without a lot of fuss. So if I wanted to, I could stamp one more in here, but I don't even think that's really necessary. But I did it anyways. I can never stop. I'm going to leave that open because we're going to get the hello. why don't we do that next? I decided to use this punch for this, and it's a flag punch. So you slide your cardstock in. This is a 1/2-inch cardstock. Make sure it's nicely lined up. And sometimes I struggle a little bit with that. This piece must be slightly over 1/2 inch. You see I got my little flag. I can see it's crooked. So if you have something like that, I'll show you a little trick. Let's say it doesn't quite go in right. I can flip my tag punch over and actually see where I'm punching so that I get it centered a little bit more. Okay, that's a little better than the first one. Now I keep these little pieces to help me with the final punch, where it goes and how you line it up. And one thing I had trouble with the first card is that this is so small, it was hard to fit in there. But we'll make it work. We're going to use the word hello because it's for a friend. Stamp it. And now I'm going to use this to help guide me as to where I want to cut this card. I want a little bit of space between the word, and that's the little piece that came from out of here. So I'm going to use that to help line up and cut my cardstock so that I'll be relatively close. Now, same thing here is going to be tricky, so I might just flip it over and make sure I've got it. Look, it's not even close to lined up, but I can use this to move it over till I'm happy. I think that looks almost perfect. Remember, there's no perfect. Okay, and now I've got my hello all set, but I notice it's crooked, so I'm going to stamp it again on the other side. You don't notice it's crooked till I finish cutting it. Sometimes I think some of the stamp sets don't get mounted quite straight. Okay, I guess we're using the other side because I got a big raspberry. It's going to be a crooked hello. My friend won't notice, only I do. I could make it again because I have lots of paper. It only takes a second. But I'm kind of frustrated right now with my stamp. Sometimes if you push too hard, you don't get a good coverage. Oh, that one's perfect, but not dark enough. So let's go ahead and try one more time. I'm trying to be more patient with myself and give myself permission to make mistakes. Okay, let's see if we can get this to go. We'll use the edge of this paper to help us. It's still a little high, but now at least I can say it straight. That one there was so perfect. I am going to go for broke here. I'm going to try one more time and then I'm giving up. Hey! That one I like. That one I'm happy with. So I'm going to flip it over and put dimensionals. The mini ones are perfect for this one. And we're almost done. If I didn't make so many mistakes, we would have been done 10 minutes ago. Put it right on there. See if I can get it on straight. And then we just put it on here and we're done. Our card is done. Remember, too much glue means a big yucky mess. You don't need a lot of glue. And there's your fast card for Friday. I'm Virginia Kilmore. Just in case you didn't know who I am, if this is your first time, thanks for coming to visit. Hope to see you every day at 1 o'clock. That's when I usually post my videos. If you need any supplies, they're always listed on this list. You might have to go back, rewind a little bit, but really quick card. Thanks, Kylie Bertucci, for inspiring me. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Monday.